Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Today, I'd like to talk about a concept that has transformed the way we understand leadership, a simple but powerful idea introduced by Simon Sinek in his talk, How Great Leaders Inspire Action. Simon Sinek introduces a model called the Golden Circle, which consists of 3 layers: why, how, and what. Most organizations communicate from the outside in. They start with what they do, then explain how they do it. But truly great leaders and organizations do the opposite. They start with why, their purpose, or belief. Sinek illustrates this with examples like Apple, Martin Luther King Jr., and the Wright brothers. These leaders and companies inspired people because they communicated from the inside out, starting with why. When people believe in why you do what you do, they become loyal followers, not just customers or employees. That's the difference between manipulation and inspiration. So if we want to lead effectively, we must start with our why, inspire with purpose. Then explain the how, and finally describe the what. The foundation of effective leadership and true inspiration lies in the ability to clearly articulate the why, the purpose, or belief that drives everything an individual or organization does. Most people and companies can easily describe what they do, the products they make, or the services they provide, and many can even explain how they do it, meaning the unique processes or values that differentiate them from others. However, the truly exceptional leaders begin by answering a more fundamental question: why do they do it? This is not about making money or hitting targets, but about the deeper reason for existence, the driving belief that inspires passion, commitment, and loyalty. Starting with why taps into the emotional core of people and motivates them in a way that mere facts and figures cannot. When a leader or organization communicates their why first, they create an emotional connection that transcends the ordinary transactional relationship. This connection is powerful because it appeals directly to people's values and beliefs, which is where motivation truly begins. People do not buy a product or follow a leader just because of what they offer. They buy into the reason behind it. For example, a company might sell computers, but what truly inspires people to become loyal customers or employees is the company's belief in challenging the status quo and empowering creativity through technology. This belief or purpose serves as a guiding star, aligning the behavior of the entire organization and inspiring trust and enthusiasm from customers, partners, and staff alike. Understanding and communicating the why also brings clarity and consistency to decision making. When a leader is clear about the underlying purpose, every choice, whether it's a product launch, marketing message, or hiring decision, is filtered through this lens. This consistency builds authenticity, which people can sense intuitively. Authenticity creates trust, and trust is the foundation of long-term loyalty. Without a clear why, organizations risk drifting into actions that may confuse or alienate their audience as they lack a coherent sense of identity. Therefore, starting with why helps maintain focus on what really matters, ensuring that all efforts are aligned with the core mission and values, making leadership more intentional and effective. Moreover, starting with why is not just a communication strategy. It's a mindset that transforms the way leaders think about their role and the impact they want to have. It challenges leaders to dig deeper into their motivations and encourages a purpose-driven culture within organizations. Leaders who know their why inspire their teams to find meaning in their work, fostering higher levels of engagement and creativity. When employees understand the why behind their daily tasks, they are more likely to take initiative, innovate, and go the extra mile because they see their work as part of a larger mission. This sense of shared purpose creates a powerful dynamic that fuels sustained success and resilience in the face of challenges. At the heart of Simon Sinek's message lies the concept of the Golden Circle, a simple but profound model that explains why some leaders and organizations inspire action while others fail to truly connect. The Golden Circle consists of 3 concentric circles: why at the center, surrounded by how, and finally what on the outermost ring. Most organizations and individuals communicate from the outside in. They start by explaining what they do, then move on to how they do it, and only occasionally or vaguely mention why they do it. However, Sinek reveals that the most inspiring leaders and companies flip this pattern, starting with the core belief or purpose of the why, which then drives the how and finally the what. This reversal is what creates a deeper emotional connection and lasting loyalty. The why represents the purpose, or belief that motivates an individual or organization. It's the reason they get out of bed every morning and do what they do beyond just making money. The why is fundamentally about the values and motivations that give meaning to actions and decisions. The how describes the specific processes or values that set an organization apart, how they bring their why to life in practice. Finally, the what is the tangible product or service they offer. Most companies focus on what and how, because those are the easiest to articulate, measure, and promote. However, this approach often results in shallow communication that fails to inspire or build trust. By starting with why, leaders engage the emotional brain, which responds to purpose and meaning before logic and facts. One of the reasons the golden circle works so effectively is because it aligns perfectly with how the human brain functions. The outer ring of the circle, the what, appeals to the neocortex, the part of the brain responsible for analytical thinking and language. This is where we process facts, figures, and details, information that is necessary but not motivating on its own. The inner circle, the why, corresponds to the limbic brain, which is responsible for feelings such as trust, loyalty, and decision-making, but does not have language. When leaders communicate from the inside out, starting with why, they speak directly to this emotional brain, inspiring feelings that drive behavior. The how and what then provide rational support. But it is the why that truly moves people to action because it connects on a deeper, subconscious level. The golden circle model also explains why many companies that offer similar products or services have vastly different levels of success and customer loyalty. When two companies have comparable quality and price, what distinguishes the one that commands a passionate following from the one that competes only on features is the clarity and authenticity of their why. Customers are drawn to brands that stand for something meaningful and that communicate this belief clearly and consistently. Leaders who use the golden circle to articulate their why create movements, not just markets. This approach inspires not only customers but employees and partners, uniting them around a shared vision and purpose. As a result, organizations that lead with why experience greater innovation, stronger culture, and sustained success.